yeah, I have to embarrass you a little because she came in and she's like, oh, there's a lot of people here. And you're like, yeah, why are you surprised?
I don't know, I've been to the Aero a million times, it just never seemed as large to me.
Well, again, congratulations on yet another fantastic movie.
Thank you.
I'd actually love to go back to the beginning because was there a moment when you sort of knew that you wanted to be a filmmaker or a storyteller? Were you someone who ran around with a camera when you were a kid, or have you always been telling stories?
I didn't run around, I didn't know I wanted to be a filmmaker, but I did always want to be a writer of some kind. And since I was a little kid, reading Judy Blume books. And I thought, well, if she can write about people's little problems, I can too. And that was very inspiring to me. But you know, I took forever in undergrad, and then I eventually ended up in film school and learned how to do this better. And so around that time, I figured, oh, maybe I'll try directing. Otherwise, it never occurred to me, really.
I mean, you have such a distinct and immediately recognizable style, I feel. Were there filmmakers who influenced you or people you watched growing up that you sort of wanted to emulate?
Yeah, well, Woody. I mean, Woody's early movies were fantastic. And Hal Ashby.
That was
A couple of Martin Ritt movies I loved. You know, all those genius people like Scorsese and all the good ones. I remember seeing Girlfriends. That was Claudia Weil, right? And I love that. I don't know. Whenever anybody asks me, I go blank. But I said some.
I just got this idea off of what you were saying earlier. Like, have you ever considered doing a Judy Blume adaptation?
Well, it's been done. I don't know if you've heard.
She's got like 1,000 books.
Yeah.
1,000.
No.
So, you hurt my feelings. I love how your movies use these very organic premises that could be like just sort of mundane, and they become something that really exposes people's relationships. And sometimes just are about the absurdity of life. I'm sure that as a creative person, and you've probably been asked this, but did this premise come from any kind of personal experience?
Oh, no.
I've
never been criticized in any not one specific thing, but over the years, just wondering like who's lying to me when they say they like my work, and who's not, and I think I can tell. And I have had kind of responses like the class, like I said, you know, people would say, what do you do? Like the moms at my school, and I'd be like, I make films, and oh, how cute! That's so great, you know. And then people will say, what are they? And I list them, and no one's ever heard them. So you know, it's mortifying. So I thought, what if this happened in this way? And how would I handle that? Could I handle that? And my movies, you know,
Yeah.
Are we our work when we're creative? We're not creative. So I just wanted to explore that.
And can someone love you if they don't love your work? You know, that's such an interesting question.
I don't want to meet that. I don't, you know, because my movies are so personal.
Yeah.
It would be hard to imagine that someone didn't like them, or at least get them if they got me.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it's possible. It is a movie, and those people are not me up there, so it's possible, right?
Sure. If I didn't like your movies, I wouldn't want to eat them either, though. So this is your second film to star the great Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes.
And I just want this collaboration to continue. I want you to be the new De Niro and Scorsese. Please, please.
Yeah.
Did you have her in mind when you were writing it?
This one, yes.
Really?
Not enough said. But after we did that, and I loved her performance so much and had such a great time working with her, I was like, I'm going to come up with something again. And then it was like 10 years later, I sent her the script, or told her the idea when I was about to write it, or when I was writing it. She loved the idea and said, oh, I want to be in it. But we wanted to do it again, and it was so much fun. and better, picturing what she would say and do. So I usually don't picture people. Sometimes my friends, characters are based off Lucy on my friends. But the casting process is so hello.
You're supposed to pretend you wouldn't
I
say.
know, it's a really
It's a
bad
proper
angle, man.
accent.
Love this fiction, right? Okay. Where were we?
Oh, you said you write with your friends in mind
Yeah.
sometime.
Not always, and once I am casting and I forget who that person was in my mind and just start searching for the right people.
You have such a great way with actors. I think there's so many actors who I think have given career best performances with you. Is there a secret to working with actors?
Quaaludes. Aging myself. No. I mean, I think I have good taste in picking actors, and I think I help them to feel safe enough to make mistakes and try things. I think we all the people that I've cast, we all kind of work similarly. There's not like someone who needs like a ton of rehearsal or needs to talk a lot more than anybody else about what we're doing. And I don't know, it's very fun. At least I think it is. I mean, there might be people who didn't think so, but
They keep coming back.
a lot of laughs. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a lot of laughs, and I think that relaxes people.
I mean, your cast here, it's Jeannie Berlin,
Yeah.
Kayla Watkins. I really want to talk about Tobias Menzies because,
Okay.
he's not here, so we have.
And he's English. You don't know he's English, yeah.
Just seeing him as kind of, I don't want to say normal, but like an average sort of guy, instead of like, Prince Charles, or Prince Charles, God help me, Prince Charles's father.
Right.
Or like, I've seen him play like a lot of villains
Yeah.
over the years. What made you think of him for this part?
I didn't watch his other shows. Maybe I saw like one episode of The Crown, but I saw this show, This Way Up, that Sharon Horgan created. It's so good. You guys should watch it. Yeah, it's great. And he was in it, and I just was like, who is that guy? I mean, obviously he's very handsome, but aside from that, just such a unique presence and a unique face. And I was so happy he said yes. I was really surprised. Like, I don't know him. I didn't know him at all. And I'm so happy with his performance. He was great.
You just reached out to him,
Yeah.
and you knew he could do an American accent, or?
I asked him.
Yeah.
Well, I asked, can you? And he said, yeah. I said, because you don't have to. If your accent is gonna suck, I'd rather you be English. He said, no, I really want to try it. And he had done some other things with an American accent.
Kind of an odd question, but because so much of the movie is about, the married relationship.
Yeah.
Did he have any kind of a chemistry read with Julia?
No, I would never do that. No. We would sit around and read the script a few times, and that's when I would take notes, and they would say they like this, they don't like it, and they just immediately hit it off. I feel bad, my back is
Looking over your career as a filmmaker, is there one particular film, or maybe even a scene in a movie that you felt your biggest challenge? It could be, from, an emotional standpoint, a logistical standpoint.
Absolutely, there's one. I don't know if anybody's seen Please Give, but thank you. So it's about a character who keeps trying to volunteer unsuccessfully because she, her heart's on her sleeve and she pities those she is supposed to be helping, and that was me, for sure. I've had a lot of calamitous volunteering experience. Walked right into problems, right in, and I knew that, that I would, if I know what I could volunteer for and not fall apart. Some people can, be surgeons, and some people can't imagine being a surgeon. So I'm glad someone else knows how to do this better than me, but I wrote the scene where she tries to volunteer with the kids who have Down syndrome. And that's the kind of thing difficult for me, and I thought, why did I write this scene? But now I have to direct the scene where she's crying and trying to help, and it was very, I was very, very vulnerable that day. It was hard. And, thank God I had her playing me in that scene. Yeah, which is ultimately kind of funny.
Do you think as a director when you're writing, because you might be writing scenes, not really thinking, I'm going to have to shoot that.
Well, I didn't that time.
Yeah.
Well, I try not to have night rain scenes, for sure. No ballroom scenes. I mean, I know what the budget is gonna, I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's low. But I can picture, I mean, I'm already picturing it completely. I think any writer is, whether they direct or not. You've got to picture the scene and how it looks and where people are standing. And that changes completely once I'm actually on a location or a set. Oh yeah, it's like I don't even remember what I was thinking. Really.
I'm actually curious because, I mean this as the highest compliment, but your dialogue is so organic and real and natural that it almost makes me wonder if it's scripted. Of course it's scripted, but do you allow room for improvisation?
Yeah. I give credit where credit's due. I mean, these actors came up with a lot of lines you were laughing really hard at, and I wish I came up with them. But yeah, they followed the script for sure. But as we were reading it or rehearsing it, just so many things popped up, especially with comedians and really good actors. And I'm smart enough to know when I got a gem, and I mean like David Cross. Just the dailies were just on the floor. He stuck to the script. It was the same story, but they both improvised. I mean, Amber said, "Could you shut up and keep talking?" I'll take credit for that. So it was really, really collaborative.
I don't think you've ever done a sequel, but if you wanted to do a spin-off just about those two characters, I would call them in.
I'm so lucky I can open the movie with that scene. It sets things up pretty well.
How much of your movies are found, obviously in the scripting phase, but then also in shooting, but then sometimes in editing? Like maybe that scene didn't always open the movie.
It actually did.
It did.
But no, I mean, scenes are shifted around completely in the editing room. I cut out scenes, trimmed scenes. The movie was like an hour and 45 minutes, like the first cut. And it's just like, to make it, as tight as it can be. So there's always surprises, The movie did end this way, but in the middle, like, things were shifted, for sure.
I remember you telling me you had to cut like subplots for movies even. Like there's one enough said you told me about. I don't know if
Oh, yeah. Have you guys seen that?
they've seen it next, yes, so I won't spoil it.
Oh, well, I'm tempted, but
Has everyone here seen it already?
And you're staying? Great. Now, there was just a small subplot.
Yeah, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I just felt like there was too much, and if I was gonna be here after, I'd tell you what it was, but I'm gonna go to sleep.
So many of your characters find themselves wrestling with doubt about their life and their careers.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder, have you ever thought about doing something else, or what would you do if you weren't a filmmaker?
I don't know, I think I'd wanna teach little kids. I always thought, this doesn't work out, I'd like to teach kindergarten. I'm sure I'd make so much money. And lights.
Yes.
But I love kids, and that's like something I would be good at.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but when I can't get financing, like before this movie, it was kind of a rough period. I was thinking, what am I gonna do? Because you just never know. But I'm very happy that I made this.
Mm-hmm. But you're also writing during that time, aren't you? And sometimes writing scripts for other people.
Yes, directing. I directed a couple of TV shows this year, and
A couple of great shows.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. I try to pick only great shows. Ones that have a similar sensibility to what I can do. Yeah.
Maybe we get some questions from the audience. So,
Should all films need to be introspective?
What is creatives?
films about creative work
Oh,
should be introspective.
yeah, I guess. Yes, I mean, I don't think there's any rules, but it's hard to imagine writing about a person who's creative and, you know, not diving deep into their psyches and figuring out who they are. I mean, unless it's just about someone creative and you don't care about that person, right? Which there are plenty of these.
Or a super well-adjusted creative person. Nice to see that.
Right? I know, there's always something underneath. Someone's going on. You know, I went up to Jim Jarmusch once when I was like a usher at the New York Film Festival, and there he was, and I said, "Do you have any advice?" And he said, "Don't give up." And I thought, he's God, you know. Don't give up, man. I mean, you can't. And I think actually that I was at the right place at the right time when I started making films. Independent film was kind of like a new thing. And I was one of very few females. I mean, it still took me 6 years to get my first film made after I'd written it. So it took forever, and the doubt for me never ends. If I, like right now, I don't have another idea for a movie. I hope I will, I think I will have one, but it's always scary. And when I'm writing, I'm really hard on myself. And then if I'm stuck, I hate myself. Right? I mean, I think everybody's kind of like that. And somehow it works out for me, so I feel very fortunate.
You must have seen the independent film landscape change so much
Yeah.
over the course of your career. Is it exciting to you right now?
Right now? Nothing looks good right now. It's just so scary out there. But it's exciting. I mean, always, like I was at Sundance and I saw some beautiful movies. I think it's harder, right? Isn't it harder
I'm
now?
actually so glad you said that, because that's how it feels.
Yeah, it does. I have a lot of friends trying to get stuff made, and yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's getting better, because I think obviously a lot of theaters closed, and these, you know, tentpole movies are taking over the world, and I hope people go see a movie like this. You know.
It's interesting because there's sort of this philosophy that like, oh, it's so cheap to make movies, you can just grab a camera and your friends, and we know that that's not really true.
Right. Well, it has happened for a few people.
Sure.
It really has. And, you know, I tell people to do that. And if it's really good, it will get seen.
Yeah.
It will. If it's not so good, make another.
Movies like this are so important and not easy to sum up in a 20-second elevator pitch.
No, I can't now. And many of my movies, and I'm really lucky that I write them on spec, so I don't have to pitch them. It's like, here, you don't have to pay me if you don't like it, but that way I can do what I want. And I just want to do what I want. And if I can't, I'll teach kindergarten. It just doesn't interest me if I feel like I'm selling my soul to get something made. And I'm aware of what's commercial or not commercial, and I guess I believe that these things are to some people, and that if it's honest and interesting and funny, and I think we all want to see ourselves in movies, and I know I do, and that's the kind of movie I'll go see. I shot 22 days.
What?
I told you it was low. And it was actually the least amount of days I've ever had on a film. So no, it's not getting better, obviously. I don't do that many takes. I kind of know when I got it. I'm not one of those people that just randomly does take after take and don't have time to do that either. Like 3 takes.
You can tell.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. I mean, I would say that things that take the longest is like, you know, getting a long dolly shot, or like when Julia walks through the window after she's put the book over hers, and the timing of her leaving and seeing her, like that might be 8 takes, you know, try to get that right. Yeah.
And
It's
the
pretty
ratio?
quick. Well, that would be my ratio, right? I mean, 3 to 1. What?
Oh, I thought you meant aspect ratio. I'm sorry. And we're
I'm gonna take my time. I'm kidding. I take notes, I have an idea, like I thought of this idea, what if? And I kind of make up the characters and give them a son, and then she was gonna have a best friend. Mikhail ended up playing her sister, which I think was a really good idea. It was Mikhail's idea. And then I start writing when I'm sick of taking the notes, and I don't really know where it's gonna go. At first I used to outline and do what I was told to do in writing, and it just sort of killed the joy. Especially because it's not plot driven, it's character driven, so I kind of just let the characters go, and the first draft can be pretty bad, but I try not to let that stop me, and I just keep rewriting it as I go along. And sometimes I'm surprised where it landed. Like an ending like this, I didn't know it was gonna end like this as I was writing, but when I got there, it was like, yeah, that's right. And that's when I show it to someone after the first draft. I don't show them anything. So I don't outline, it's a mess, it's pretty scary. But it can be really fun too.
Do you have set hours or any kind of schedule, or just write when you feel like it?
I try to write in the morning when I'm most fresh. But if I can write for a couple of really focused hours, I can write 10 pages. And they're not necessarily good, but I can keep going, and no, I don't, I wish, I admire those people who can sit on a computer for hours. But I haven't had to, so I think it's not broken, and why focus on it?
How long did it take you to get a first draft for this one?
I don't know, it had so many incarnations.
Yeah.
Years. For like 3 years I started writing something and it just kept changing, and this is where it landed.
Well, up next, I actually think Enough Said might be my favorite of your movies.
Yeah.
Although this one is rivaling it, I'm gonna have to say
I'll take
that.
it.
Yeah. I love Enough Said so much. Is there anything you want audiences to know going into it?
Gee. I don't know. I love working with James Gandolfini. It was very self-effacing, nervous. Was really shocked he'd been cast as the lead man.
Yeah, again, Julia especially.
Yes, Julia, and he kept saying like, "You can't make me say this. You gotta say this." And I was like, "But the right kind. You're the right kind. Trust me." And then he did trust me, and you'll see. I think he's really, really lovely. I wish he had been able to see the movie. He didn't want to see it. He only saw it during some ADR stuff, and he was already so we all miss him, don't we?
Yeah. Didn't he keep saying something like she was too pretty for him or something? He's like, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm sure he said that. Yeah, he was. He thought he was miscast, and I, really. He took the part, so I know he wanted to challenge himself. And just everyone kept saying, "No, you're sexy. Shut up. You're sexy. Everyone thinks you're sexy." And hopefully he bought it.
Oh no, the whole cast is so good. And I just want to remind everyone actually that You Hurt My Feelings opens in theaters next week.